In the last chapter of Mila Grigg's book, Forged by Fire, she concludes some of her thoughts that she's been sharing with us the whole time. The first is that your brand isn't just how many people see it. Your brand is what goes into the fire, goes into trial, and comes out on the other side still the same thing. It has to be authentic. If it's not authentic, it's not a true brand, and it'll eventually fail. She then goes into a list. First thing on that list is it takes time. Don't expect your brand to just become a gigantic thing overnight. It takes consistency. It takes dedication. So be dedicated, be consistent, and there will be something that you'll see come out of this in the long haul. The second thing is that it takes a tribe. She gives an example of whenever her husband went to prison, she found very quickly who her true friends were and who wasn't her friend. This is important to know because if you are trying to do life alone, there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to do it. We are people who need other people. It's how God created us. So find people that share your brand, that share your mission, and you guys can go on the adventure together of finding your brand. The third thing is it takes a trial. She talks about how the many trials she went through formed her into the person that she is today. Now, why does this matter? Because whenever fear comes, you can have two definitions of it. The first is you could forget everything and run. If fear comes, one of the things that you could do is completely forget what you're supposed to do and just move on. You could give it up. When trial comes, you give it up. Or you could try to face everything and then rise above the challenge. This is what we want to do as brand ambassadors for ourselves and for Christ. We want to take the knowledge that we've learned and we want to go into trials and rise above them. The next thing is that it takes triumphing over those trials and fears. You can't just go into the trial and expect everything to turn out well without doing anything. You have to triumph. You have to step into the place that God has put you and then move past it. And the last thing she shares is about her faith. She says that in order to do a brand well, you have to trust in this triune God that we serve. So in conclusion, it takes time. It takes a tribe. It takes a trial and overcoming that trial through fear and adversity. And lastly, it takes trusting in our triune God. I hope that some of these brand things that we've learned, you'll be able to use, and I know I will. From LinkedIn to social media and to personal branding. That is Mila Grigg's book, Forged by Fire.